This is Carolyn from Carolyn's Paper Therapy, and I had some people that had watched my YouTube videos, and I mentioned that I cut my fussy cuts out on my Cricut print and cut, and they asked me to make a video. And while I'm no expert at all, I decided to try to make a video to show you what I do. This is what works for me, and there may be a better way. This may not even be the right way, but it works for me, so I will share it with you in case it might help someone. All the digital files that I download are in my Files app on my iPad. I use my iPad and phone for everything. So I'll click on the Files tab, and I'm going to look for the Fox Hollow file. And I'm going to go down to the fussy cut file right here. And these fussy cuts are not in a format for the print and cut for Cricut. So I purchased the Adobe Acrobat Reader program or app for my iPad, and I paid for a year subscription. I know there may be free ways to do this, but this is what I do. So once I get to the fussy cuts, I'm going to open an Acrobat, and it'll be right there at the top. And once I get that to come up in the Adobe app, I'm going to click on these three little dots right here in the corner. And I want to export PDF. I'm going to click on Image to make sure that it's going to turn it into a JPEG file, which will work with my Cricut print and cut. Once that's selected, I'll hit Continue. Then it says to select the images that you want to convert. And I'm going to select this one right here. You can select all, or you can select several. I'm just going to select this one for the purposes of showing you this video. Then I'm going to click Share Image, and it comes up exporting the image, and I'll go down to Save to Files, and I want it to save to my iCloud drive. Here's the title, Letter Fussy Cuts Fox Hollow, and I will save. Okay, then I'm done here. I want to go back to my files, and I want to, that file will be in the iCloud file. And when you, so you're ready to open now the Cricut app, you'll close this down and open the Cricut ad. And the next video will show you how I go from here. Okay, you want to open your Cricut program. This is on my iPad, and in order to print and cut, you want to hit the plus sign and upload. And I have all my files in my Files program on my iPad, and I want to go to the iCloud drive right here. And I want to search for the Fox. And this will show the fussy cuts that I have fixed so that they're compatible with the Cricut. And this is the one I want to do next. And I want to tap on the outside, or the X there, so I can select the areas that I want to remove. All I do is just tap on the white part, in a minute it'll work. Okay, and then up here in the corner it says Apply, and this is how you can kind of tell if it's done the right thing or not. the first thing it does is pop up and says, do you want to automatically remove the background? And sometimes that doesn't work right. So I choose to X out of that and select the background myself. So this looks pretty good to me. So you have to type in a name, and I'm just going to type in leaf. Makes no difference what you put in there. And then print, then cut. So you're going to upload. Okay, so there's your file. And you have to size it so that it will work. And I've noticed that if you size it at 6.6 width, it's going to work okay. So we need to move this down so we can get to our little corners and see where it says 9.74 by 12.32. You want this 9.74 to go down to 6.6. Again, I'm just showing you what I do that works. If it's any larger than 6.6, it'll come up with an error message and you'll have to keep resizing it until it fits. Okay, then I'm going to hold this down and move it up here to the corner. And so I'm ready to make it. See the make it up here? Hit make it, and it shows the, oh dear. This happens sometimes. It says to quit some apps. So I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to get out of this just for a second. And I'm going to close out of some apps. I always have a lot of apps open. Let's see if that doesn't take care of it. I'm not low on memory as far as storing things, but I'm low on memory, operating memory for some reason. I guess probably because I have so many things open. So I've X'd out of everything except what we're using right now. So I'm going to open this back up and see if we can make it now. Okay, so it came up here. It shows it on the mat. It shows it ready to print this right here. So we're gonna print, gonna go next. And we're gonna send to printer. And then we're gonna make sure it's print in color. You can change the quality if you want to. I just use what comes up. I have a PhotoSmart HP 7520 that works perfectly for me. It's an old printer that I've probably had 9 years, and it works perfectly. So something here may be different depending on your printer, but this is what I do. And so I look at this and it looks right, so I'm going to hit print. So there goes my printer, and I'll be back after it's printed to show you what it looks like when it's cutting it out. Okay, so I have this mounted on my mat. They're a little bit sticky. If you have a Cricut, you know. This is the regular mat, 12 by 12. And I have it stuck down on there and inserted here, and you see the little blinking arrow. And I need to feed this in. It didn't do it. I have to hold on to it, so hang on. I need to try again. Okay, here we go. Okay, now you'll see the blinking this here, and you'll hit that for it to cut. The first thing it does, and you'll see the little light come on, is read these corners. This orients it and lines everything up. It goes to each corner. And there's an, if you try to cut out and things aren't lined up, there's inside the program where you cut and print, you can go to alignment and it'll print out these boxes and lines, and you select where the cut is perfect. Give it those dimensions and then your cuts will come out perfect. I aligned it once and that's all it took. It's still reading. Now it's ready to cut. You saw it put the little blade down, and now it's cutting. It just does this little thing, cuts out all these different little shapes for us. And when it's done, it just tells me it's done and spits out the paper. After using the print and cut, after the Cricut has cut the items, you want to peel off. Use this little tool here to peel off the paper from the mat. Lift it carefully because these are intricate cuts. This will leave your cut items on the mat, and then you just take your tool and pick it up, and there you have your cutouts. They're cut out perfectly. The only thing is there's a lot of detail, and sometimes one little leaf or something will pull off, but it's not anything that's noticeable when you go to put your project together. I just pull these off and put them in my little tray. And you want to scrape off any excess little pieces of paper so they don't interfere with your next project. And that's all there is to it.